Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a special feature for Graveyard Keeper Game of Crone DLC. This is not exactly an episode. On this video, we will be going through all the weird clouds with which you can interact if you possess the Witcher's Eye. Do you get any achievement for this? No. Do you get any added information to the lore? Not that specifically. Is it easy to track down all of these clouds? To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure. And I am not sure because I don't know if this feature is currently buggy or it's not buggy. So, the reason behind this is if we would go to the village, in front of the dairy farm, the purple cloud is always there. It's gonna always talk about how Rose has been swept off her feet and she found her husband. However, all of the other clouds disappear. It's actually really difficult for you to track them down. Also, what you need to realize is that if we would take a look at the map, this location by the waterfall is the one where you actually start off to look for these clouds. You obtain the Witcher's Eye once you fulfill certain quests in the refugee camp, so that is perfectly fine. However, there are multiple clouds which you can go through where you are looking for information regarding the storyline of the Game of Crone DLC. So I'm gonna show you the clip for that, and we can continue from that. So it should be somewhere around here. Okay, it looks like just the place. They were here, the young astrologer and the fourth keeper. The eye is trembling. Why am I thinking about unicorns? Unicorns? Whoa! Oh, this is some funky stuff. Maybe funky enough for a snapshot? Yeah, I just want to make sure something. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to make sure the recording did not stop because sometimes when I do a print screen, OBS just does weird stuff. Let's try to examine this. The keeper tried to catch a moth. I could see myself doing that, but he caught a huge hornet. Uh-oh. The keeper made a cocktail mixing 4 types of alcohol in 1 flask. Oh my god. Whoa, a brand new one just appeared down there. That's wicked. Let's see what this one has to tell us. They lit a fire and tried a fish. I've never heard of poisonous fish around here. You guys don't have a puffer fish? What is that, exclusive to like Stardew Valley or what? They were playing dice right here. Keeper was cheating and astrologer lost his shirt, then his pants, and his underwear. There There's keeper and astrologer daring each other to drink their hellish cocktail. Whoa, another one appeared. How many of these are gonna be here? Here, they're singing serenades and embracing each other. Okay. Here, someone's gonna take a whiz at the tree or do something with the beehive above, right? That's where astrologer vomited twice. Ew. And how many of these things are gonna be here? The keeper knocked the flask over, then fell over himself, and wait! There! 4 vampires attacked them right here! Some sort of magic turned them into jawbones. Okay, and a grave just appeared, so I'm gonna probably have to dig that out. And bingo! One of those jaws, it's still here, in the ground. Okay, so you have enjoyed the first location. Since we are on the left side of the map, I can tell you right now that I have looked through the forest near the river, on both sides of the river, by the quarry, by the refugee camp, and simply this section of the map does not contain any of these clouds. Then we move on to the Witch's Land or the swamp. Now there is actually one purple cloud that can be found somewhere in this area to the entrance to the witch's hut. And I've actually looked through the entire swamp. I got even to this place. I roamed around as much as I could, and there weren't any more purple clouds. So enjoy the clip for the second location. To obtain these. Ooh, what the heck is this? Shiny. Wow, a whole squad of soldiers were here. 33 guys in black and orange uniforms. That's a weird color combo. An Inquisitor with them. He gives them an inspiring speech and sends them to capture Clotho? The Inquisitor waits for an hour, killing mosquitoes and flies with a huge gilded book. Sorry. The Inquisitor deports, accompanied by 33 black and orange clad frogs. Nice. That did not work for him. Alrighty, so your entire home is free of these clouds. I've even checked by the crematorium, by the river. I just wasn't able to find anything. So if you have found something and I've missed it, you apologize. The next location where you can find this, if we are moving from the original point, is the burned house. The burned house is related to the Inquisitor. And no, I'm not referring to Mr. Alaric or Master Alaric. I'm referring to the original Inquisitor who was introduced to the game. And I will let you enjoy the clip. There's several people around a burned dead woman. They're talking and waiting for someone. Three vagabonds search the ashes for values. A woman vagabond finds a strange bundle in the nearby bushes and runs away with it. So this is more specifically to the lore of the base game related, I would say. If you have not gone over the base game or the Stranger Since, I don't think you're gonna get that much information out of this one. So I'm not gonna say too much. I don't want to spoil the fun for you, obviously. From the burned house, we go down from the Witch's Hill and we move to the wheat farm. And then here we have actually two stops. Both the farm and the mill will have for you a purple cloud. So enjoy the two clips. I don't even recall what this one is about. A small boy draws smiling faces to soil. Two inquisitors approach him and say something. He runs into his house. Farmer leaves his home and starts arguing loudly with his visitors. They point to the nearby window from time to time. In the end, Farmer grabs a pitchfork and confronts them. The Inquisitors quickly leave. A pale and thin woman appears in the door. She looks gravely ill. Farmer embraces her gently, calms her, and leads back inside. So in order for you to understand this, you would have to play through the Stranger Since DLC. I'm not gonna go into the spoilers or details regarding this. And here we have another one. Bishop knocks on Miller's door. 2 quick knocks, a pause, 3 slow knocks, a pause, and 2 more quick knocks. After that, he leaves a small bag of gold in front of the door, then goes to wait around the corner. Miller comes out, counts the gold, and takes it, leaving a bottle of whiskey in its place. Bishop examines the bottle, puts it on his head, covers it with his hat, and walks away. Now that the wheat farm is out of the way, we move to the village. The village is heavily populated with these clouds. You just need to know where to look for them. And there are multiple locations. This is why it's really difficult for me to tell if this is a bug or a feature, that some of these are forever gone, but the one in front of the dairy farm is there always. So how many places do have actually the purple cloud in the village and its surrounding area? Well, you start off at the bottom, so we can go right from the wheat farm to the Claymaster, Adam. So from here, we will actually move to an NPC which was featured in the Stranger Since DLC, and that would be the Claymaster, or what should I call this guy who makes the clay pots. And here we can actually find another one of these clouds. Adam displays several very beautiful vases in front of Merchant. Merchant examines them thoroughly, frowns, shakes his head, and goes away. Adam's lower lip shakes. He rushes into his house. and quickly returns with a small rag doll portraying Merchant. He takes out a pin and starts desperately stabbing the doll with it. From Adam, we would move to the blacksmith. Beautiful. But there is something which we can examine, so let's go ahead and do that. Late at night, Beekeeper is holding a torch showing Krasvold a parchment with the plans for a bee gun, bee grenades, and honeybee goggles. Or honeyed goggles. Krasvold thinks and nods. Beekeeper shakes his head, then places on the ground something wrapped in a blanket. After Beekeeper leaves, Krasvold unwraps the blanket and gently passes his hand over a gilded cuirass tarnished by rust. Interesting. From blacksmith, we would move to the Beekeeper. Whatever is in between the beehives. In the center, Beekeeper puts up mannequin portraying Adam with targets on his legs and arms. Beekeeper strikes a gong, nothing happens. Beekeeper takes the mannequin away and brings in Dig, is happily licking a honey stick with targets attached to his body. God damn it, you are nasty! Poor Dig. From Beekeeper, we would move to the dairy farm. Should be somewhere around the farm with Rose. Ooh, there's something to be examined here. There was a long line here. Corey, Adam, Miller, Merchant, and 5 others. All elegantly dressed with flowers and gifts. Oh, they're here to woo Rose. Shepard appears, pushes everyone to side, takes Rose in his hands, kisses her lips, and carries her away. Damn! From Dairy Farm, we would move back to the entrance of the forested area where the carpenter, lumberjack, and stonemason brothers live at. Hugo puts several pieces of raw meat on the ground, then whistles. An old falcon with broken wing appears from the bushes. He starts swallowing pieces of meat. Hugo smiles kindly. Hugo pulls out a sandwich and starts chewing. Before he's done, he throws half his cutlet to the falcon. And from that area, we move to here, the mountain fort. And you need to look all the way up here, actually, to find this. And this is the one close to the mountain fort. Lots of swords and armor surround Coco and Snake, who are bargaining violently. A crowd of gypsies comes up armed with knives. Coco runs away. Snake and the gypsy baron shake hands. Snake takes part of the stuff away, and the gypsies take the rest. From the mountain fort, we would move to the camp. Okay, and what does this vision tell us? Between the flowers, it's really annoying. A young astrologer and gypsy quickly kiss each other and then he goes away. The gypsy baron appears, he pushes the woman aside, pulls out the knife and runs after astrologer. The young gypsy yells something and points at her belly. God damn it, why do I have to get a freaking telephone now? Then he rips off her necklace and slaps her. She falls down and cries. I really am sorry for this. From the camp, we would move to the beach. And there is also this weird thing which we can examine using the Witcher's Eye. This charm swims in crystal clear water. What a magnificent sight! Who the hell keeps spying on Miss Charm? Wagner watches Miss Charm from the nearby bushes. Okay. Barely naked, she returns to the beach. Wagner inhales deeply. Yes. And starts writing an inspired poem.
What? What the fuck?
And from the beach, we move to the lighthouse. So let's go take a look at what does it say. So in order for you to find this, you need to leave the lighthouse and move down into this orchard. If you examine the cloud, an astonishingly fat woman carrying a crowbar is looking for someone. Her face is crimson with fury and she's breathing heavily. The lighthouse keeper is returning to the lighthouse singing a funny song. He's carrying a fishing rod and a bucket full of fish. He sees this woman and she sees him. She rushes towards him. He throws down the rod and bucket, runs toward the cliff and leaps off into the sea. So if we were to count all of these locations, not the clouds specifically, just due to the fact that it's really difficult to determine how many of them did actually spawn here. So that would leave us with number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, number 12, number 13, and number 14. Now, to be perfectly honest, this is not the complete list. And guess why? Giggity. If that does not tell you what I mean, well then you have not watched the playthrough. So go check out the playthrough first and then you're gonna understand. In order for you to get all of the clouds, you need to also go to the Misty Quagmire, where there are multiple clouds featured. These are all related to the lore or the game or the DLC of Game of Crone specifically. Damn! This looks exactly like the place where they... Yeah, that's a massive spoiler from Stranger Things DLC, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I wouldn't say I'm afraid or anything, but try to make it quick. I'll do my best. This Quagmire is a really creepy place. Let's hope this is worth it. The air got colder. The magic of the eye probably attracted the Quagmire's attention. Damn. Okay, so one thing which I always wondered about, if there is like a secret achievement if you would uncover all of these foggy things using the Witcher's eye. The woman in the black and gold cloak was here. She was carrying a book. It must be the Necronomicon that Marquis Theodoro Senior later found here. The Vampire Queen, she performed the ritual, but what was its purpose? Maybe she wanted to launch or start the ancient curse, who knows? There was magical ice fire here. I see blue flames consuming a bone leg. I think we have found where the ghost's leg was used for some weird ritual. It's apparently the leg of the spirit from the dungeon. It's still here, buried in the soil. Maybe that last thing in that circle is that leg. Who knows? Or maybe I'm gonna have to dig in the middle. But let's take a look at this place. 6 vampires stood here in a semicircle. It must have been some kind of a ritual. Only riddles and no answers. I need more information. I see something interesting. Okay, there is something, but I wanna uncover this thing. Okay, bone leg, so that we have at least for the spirit in the dungeon. There was a woman hiding here. I can't quite make her out. Spy? The vampires attacked her. She's lying there motionless. Is she dead? The vampire queen approaches. She sees the woman. She drops the Necronomicon. Six spots of burned grass. The vampires, the queen, burned them alive. I don't understand. It's meaningless. It's madness. Okay. The charred shoe of a vampire. Perhaps a memory tincture would make sense of this. Interesting. I do wonder how many more do I need to make. Best to do that somewhere else. My teeth are chattering from the cold here. But like I said, not really sure if this is a feature. Not really sure if this is gonna be changed, that you can revisit these clouds, or they will all disappear eventually. Who knows? If I have missed any of them, I do apologize. I actually did go through the entire map, zigzagged through all the woods and everything, trying to find anything hidden. If I missed it, well then I am sorry. I'm not perfect, but I've tried. And that will be it for the Game of Crone DLC for Graveyard Keeper. I'm not really sure if there is any more story that can be covered at this point. what I've noticed is that the DLC has been left on quite the cliffhanger, and Stranger Sins DLC has been published on around the 19th of October 2019. The Graveyard Keeper's Game of Crone DLC has been published also in the October but 2020. And because I feel that the story is not finished and it was kind of a cliffhanger-ish kind of end, which means there might be more development to this universe specifically, we might theoretically see another DLC eventually added to the game. The thing is, if we take a look at the map, most of it is still covered in these clouds. And if you would follow the mountains on the lower part of the map, you would find things like a coal deposit and such. So who knows if we are gonna get access to the town eventually. If we're gonna go to that desert that Master Alaric spoke of. It's highly questionable and I really don't want to speculate too much. Do I think the story is finished? Absolutely not. Would I be more than happy to see more content for the game? Yes. Could this DLC have contained a whole lot more features? Absolutely. Stranger Sins DLC was, I believe, twice as long as this. And so I'm really hoping they're gonna pump in a whole lot more content for us to enjoy. And for that, please consider subscribing to the channel. I publish content on a weekly basis. I do mostly playthroughs, I do discussion videos, I do early in-game reviews, I do tips and tricks videos, like this one. And yeah, eventually I'm planning on doing a whole lot more for the channel. I will just see how this whole COVID pandemic and computer components shortage develops, so I cannot promise any miracles at any early time. But if you did like this episode, please give it a like. It helps a lot with the algorithm. I don't need it for myself, I'm just happy you watched until this time. But if you give the like to the episode, the YouTube algorithm will try to push the content onto more viewers so that I can create a bigger community around the channel. I also suggest that you should subscribe. And that will be it. Let me know in the comment section what is your experience with the Graveyard Keeper. If you started playing Graveyard Keeper with Stranger Sins and Game of Crone both at the same time, how are you handling it? Are there any things which you would love to find out or something which you are struggling with? I would be more than happy to take a look at it. Maybe there might be a video in it, who knows? And I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day. Hopefully you're staying safe, having fun, and bye-bye.